I'm going to go ahead and get started because we have a pretty full agenda today. Today is Thursday, November 13th, 2025, and this is the monthly Content Managers meeting. You can take a gander through the agenda, see why we have a full agenda today. The first thing we're going to do is we have some information from Natalie. Do you want to go to the next slide, Shireen?
Awesome. Thank you, Suzanne.
I accidentally muted her. Hold on. Natalie, unmute. I'm sorry. The button was in my face. I was trying to accept someone to come into the meeting.
I already said everything I need to say. So any questions? No. Just kidding. So we're going just a tiny bit out of order today. I apologize for that. I have a conflict. Just wanted to hop on here real quick and share a new feature that's going to be added across all of the agency websites. Suzanne, or actually Shireen, can you go to the DX sandbox for me real quick? And Suzanne, can you enter people for a second? And if you could scroll down into the footer. So as most of you know, the DOJ compliance for digital accessibility, it goes into effect on April 24th, 2026. There are three parts to that: your web applications, your websites, and your documents. Suzanne will provide an update on the archive feature for your documents here in a bit. But we're going to be putting on all of the agency websites at an iGov and executive level initiative, an accessibility assistance request. Can you click on that for me, Shireen? So that will go to a Qualtrics form where people can request an accessible document or accessibility assistance. For the next 30 to 45-ish days, the DX team will monitor all of these. They'll flow into one workflow, and we'll kind of assess for each agency how many requests we're getting, make sure that they get sent over to the agency for the request on, I need a document or I need help on that. We'll be working on putting those into the footer likely tomorrow into Monday. If there's a specific place within your footer, please open a Service Desk Plus ticket to our team, and we'll put it there. Otherwise, Suzanne will just place it where it's logical, or where she feels like it's logical. Obviously, you can move it, but it does need to stay on there so that we have consistency across the agencies. Again, in about 30 to 40 days, those will start to go to the agencies. We'll send communications so we can identify with you guys who's the appropriate person within your agency to receive those requests. Any questions on the footer part? Pause on that for a second. Sorry, Shireen, can you go back to the sandbox? I just wanted to give a second for questions. Again, and if you want to place it in the footer yourself, please open a Service Desk Plus ticket as well. Again, otherwise, Suzanne will do that. And then the next thing that's coming in early December is the feedback tab. Can you click on that for me, Shireen? Thank you so much. Jessica worked really hard with Charles to roll out the feedback tab for all agencies, kind of based on the steering committee feedback for what we wanted to collect. In order to align with what's already been happening at HHS and iGov's preference, we're going to be adding kind of a fourth option in there in the "Did you find what you were looking for?" And it will be "I need help with accessibility." If you click on that, it'll be the same sort of workflow that you're finding within that footer. Those will feed into one form. It just gives people a couple different options. The footer option is a little more inherent for accessibility technologies, but this will still leave people the option to collect that. There will be a third place that this is going, again, all feeding to the same spot. That has to do with the archived feature. So Suzanne can kind of speak to how that works, and then the text that we'll be putting up when we get to her slides. Any questions from anybody on that? Okay. I'll be sending an email to agency managers likely tomorrow, just kind of documenting or memorializing for you guys the changes that'll be happening and what you can do to get tickets submitted, or if you have any questions for us on that. But otherwise, that's it for me. Thank you, Shireen.
Thanks, Natalie. Now we've got our bug fixes and enhancements. I think they were all enhancements this time. Many of you have asked for a button for different things on your website. Now we have the call to action button within your pages, and you can find that. It looks like that little slot with an arrow with the red box around it. You can put that into your page. It'll start as a box in the color of your theme, and then you type in what you want that box to say. There is a limit. I'm sorry, I didn't put that on there. I can't remember what it is. And you also are required to put a link so that when people click on that button, it'll go to wherever you want it to go. So that is a feature that should be helpful to those of you that were asking for it. The next one was the text alignment within table cells. So now you can center content, right justify, left justify. You can also justify, which is that's like when you're reading a book and all the text is at the same margin on the right side and the same margin on the left side. But it takes it needs quite a bit of text in there to make that work. I tried just a couple sentences and it won't work then. So if you've got a large amount of text, it'll work. And to do that, once you create your table and you put your type your text in your cell or paste it in your cell, you highlight that text and you'll get that little drop down with the different tables in it, and you go to the first one that's got that little star on the bottom, and then that will allow you, it'll go to the next picture, that'll allow you to align your content in that cell. So there's a couple steps involved in that. But I think that's a great feature too. I know there's times I've wanted to do that myself. The next slide. Now we've got the part where kind of what Natalie was touching on, the archive document link or archive document. In order to archive a document, you just search for that document in your media library. Now, when you find it, and you'll see the little representation, the thumbnail, and the name, go all the way to the right, and under that operations column, click the edit button, and this opens the document in a window that will allow you to find this checkbox that this is an archive document. And all you have to do is click that checkbox. There's also another checkbox there that says exclude this document from search that will not allow Google to find that document in the search. But after you've clicked that, this is an archived document, and saved it. I could go to the next screen, Shireen. Then what happens is it'll automatically create this archive documents link in your footer of your website. You don't have to do anything. It'll put it on every page. That link will send you to a listing page of all your archived documents. That again is automatic. You don't have to do anything. All you have to do is find that document and check it in your media library, and it'll automatically create all these pages for you. And there's a link to the DX training website about archiving, and yes, you can unarchive a document if you need to. Now, the kind of the third part of this is in the agency manager all document reports. When you view that report, you'll see a new column in there called marked as archive. And that will tell you which documents you have marked as archive. If it's got a 1 in the column, it means the document is archived. If it doesn't have anything in the column, the document's not archived, just a regular document. Then another new enhancement was formulas and special characters are allowed in tables and on book pages. And that requires you to, you'll know it's, I honestly could not find exactly which pages it's allowed on, but you click the three dots at the end of your WYSIWYG toolbar and you get a drop downs for different things. If those, um, there's special characters, there's formulas, that T with the little X by it, that was the remove formatting icon there. And there's a lot more information available on the, oh, Shireen says it's books and basic pages. I guess that's what I, okay. And in tables, because I did try it in there wherever tables are allowed as also. Thanks, Shireen. On the DX training website, there we've added a lot of information about Gov Delivery. Um, if you're having trouble or you just want to learn more about Gov Delivery or what you can do with it, or if you're just having trouble with messages going to spam or getting a ton of messages for courtesy copies and how to make those stop. If you've unsubscribed and you didn't mean to and you want to get reinstated, or you want to look at what all the topics are that are available for you to subscribe at, you'll find all that additional information on the DX training website. And now Shireen has some great demonstrations for us.
Okay, so the first demonstration, I just want to reiterate about where you can find the recordings of all of our content manager meeting. And on the DX training site, let me go back to it, which also includes this slide. You can just click on training, give it a second, and then if you scroll down, it'll be like right here. Or if you just hover over it, it's right here. All of our recordings for all of our meetings, including the slides and the links and all of that, will be located right there on the DX training site. I did also want to kind of show how to use that call to action button. So, because it's really cool and I really like it. So just in case, I'm making a basic page, but the call to action button is it's right here. And then you just click it, and then you put your URL, I don't know. And like that. Stop it. No. You know what? That's fine. That'll be it. And then like for your link text, make sure it's like descriptive. So don't put like apply here because that's not descriptive. So just put, you know, you learn more information on I will blah, 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 but call to action. So just something just to keep in mind what to put. But see, this is what it looks like. It's nice. See, look at that. That's the call to action. And then also what Susan was talking about as well, on the math and special characters, this is where the little three dots are right there. And then right here, you can see the special characters. Ooh. And then you can see the math equations. And I don't know, I could put one in here. I don't know how to do it because I got an F in algebra. But anyways, that's how you can like put stuff here, then like it'll like display it and stuff. So that's where that's at. And then, oh, also wait, the responsive table stuff that Susan was also talking about. Caption. It's gonna yell at me if I don't put something there. Okay, so it's like when you add text and stuff and you want to like align it, blah, 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 you can then like select it and then how to do that. Here it is. See, it just justifies them. But like Susan mentioned, since I only have like a small amount of text, you're not really going to see it. But it's there. That's how you find it. So yeah, back to what I was saying. The training recordings are in the training spot, and it's right there for you guys. If you ever want to look back at this information, and I have the link right there as well for you to find that. And oh, also with what Susan was talking about when it comes to like archiving documents and whatnot, let me go to the media library. For those people who are like updating already remediated documents, instead of you like re-uploading as a new media that document and then like relinking it, just go to where the old document is at. Let me just make this easier for myself. I'm in my media library and I'm just filtering my document types. But anyway, say like we remediated this sample document. Instead of us like adding a whole new one and then having to go and find it and then just all you guys to do is just click edit on the old one. And then once you're in the edit one, just click remove. And then add your new updated file. That way it avoids duplicates, and that way when you look at your orphan page report, you're not getting confused on who is what. And then also here's the archived document button, as well as the exclude this document from search. When you click the exclude this document from search, you will have to like update the sitemap, which we can help you do that. Just submit a service desk ticket. That way Google will then recrawl it and then like see, oh, this isn't supposed to be indexed, and then it'll remove it from index because a little no index code will appear there. So let us know when you need us to update the sitemap so Google can do its thing and de-index it. So I wanted to mention that as well. But yeah, that's how you update a document so you don't have like extra clutter. And just make sure you save. Oh, yeah, just save. So, yeah. Get out of the way. Okay. Next slide. Oh, okay. So also how to like get to your feedback page for like the for those who are like want to see the feedback that your users have like submitted. This link right here leads you to the Qualtrics documentation page. And right here, Jessica and the Qualtrics team, they have given a lovely example on how you can find it. Right now, only agency managers can like log in. What was that? Only agency managers can log into their Qualtrics, but to see the feedback. But this is how you do it. You go to Qualtrics, the login to, let me show you. Login.iowa.gov. Don't look at my password. Hold on. Hold on. Don't cover your eyes. Okay. Okay. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, there we go. So this is login.iowa.gov. And to get to Qualtrics, you see this box is beautiful. You just click it and boom, there you go. I'm not showing you my Qualtrics because it got a bunch of stuff and it's going to confuse you. But anyways, once you're in Qualtrics, you just click these little 3 dots, lines, they're not dots, lines, and then you click projects and programs and boom. There's where your feedback stuff will be, so you can see the users and the feedback and all the replies and all that stuff. So it's on this page. I have it linked in this slide right here so that you can just click on that and you can easily find it so that you can see how you can see the stuff. And just to mention, just in case some of you guys who didn't know, we do have all of the MSFW accessibility trainings, all of the tutorials on how to use the features on the platform, as well as the DX course for those who are like new members who are like updating stuff on the website. And we have the whole course there so they can just like do a self-study, or they can join, the course training that I do each Tuesday at 1 to 2, as well as we have a content manager meeting, support hours, and we also, well, I don't have those recordings on there, but we have the manager meeting recordings on our playlist on the DX training YouTube, as well as the Qualtrics. There's videos and documentation examples within that in the playlist on the DX platform. Right here, you just click this one. And then, okay, content gardening. I don't know who does that. That was all that I have. Anyone have any questions? You got 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Who does the content gardening?
I'll take the next part.
Okay.
Oh, the content gardening update, not much this week. Well, IUC and VA concluded last week. We do have one more meeting with VA this Friday just to wrap it up. Workforce Development and DOE had their kickoff yesterday, and then they will be scheduled out for the next 4 weeks. And the orphan files removal and other files removal is ongoing. And some housekeeping and reminder things. We have lots of training opportunities in November for application assessment, bulk remediation, MSF&W, content manager open office hours, Qualtrics open office hours. And of course, we always have the videos, as Shereen mentioned, listed on the DX training website and on YouTube. And the live training opportunities for November, the DX training courses 1 and 2, and then MSF&W is also doing another scan document accessibility. That's a live training as well. And
I just realized, isn't November the 25th Thanksgiving?
No, the 26th. It's the 26th or 27th. 26th we have off. 27th I think is Thanksgiving. I thought I looked at that.
Never mind.
Yeah, 26th, 27th, Thanksgiving Eve, Thanksgiving Day.
Gotcha. Okay. Sorry.
That's okay. And just a document accessibility remediation reminder is if you have documents remediated by Alliance through Todd's project or your team or anyone else, if you open that document and make any changes, that document will need to be remediated again because it could affect the accessibility, the tags, everything else in that document. So just a reminder of that one. And don't forget to submit your tickets for anything through Service Desk Plus. The URL has changed again to servicedesk.iowa.gov. Wherever you click on it, I've had it work. They must have it redirected, but still, it has a new URL. And I had a new little card on my Okta screen as well. And now Todd has the accessibility update.
Hello. So we not only had that first SOW accepted, it is now completed and been returned. So we've got about, I think it was 40 docs in that done. There are 4 additional SOWs in the draft process. And since I wrote 2 more expected this week or early next week, it's 3. So we're having agencies send those off to Alliant. If your agency hasn't done so yet, it's not too late. I would love to hear from you. Any help I can give you in getting documents submitted for remediation. As Suzanne did point out, right? I mean, that's one of those things that we want to make sure people understand is that remediation means that document's remediated. The document gets opened up and changes are made. It needs to be reviewed again, whether that's out to Alliant or whether you're doing it yourself. The application assessments, the SOW was submitted to SHI, but we're still working through the process to get that. There are 2 different ways the apps go. If they're apps that don't have a login, we're assuming, the security is assuming, there are no access to sensitive information. And so those are being done by people outside the US, and that'll be faster, cheaper. If you have a login, you may be hearing from Alliant or myself to help these assessors get the login. Those will be people based in the continental US only. Right now, there's about 200 apps. We're waiting to get the paperwork through to start doing it. Right now, there are weekly office hours. I'm going to be candid. The attendance is not huge. So we are considering stopping those. So if you do think that you can benefit from having office hours on the bulk application accessibility or document remediation, please do come to these meetings or let us know that you're interested. Should we stop them? Right? It's perfectly fine though to reach out to me. My email address, my team should be easy to find. I think that's all on that slide. Any questions on that? So a reminder, you do not have to have all your documents ready to go. If you've got, 50, 70, whatever ready, that you're sure you want to send out for remediation, let's get them in. Let's get them submitted. We started talking to Alliant a year ago. We were way ahead of the pack on arranging, but a lot of states are waking up to the fact that they've got lots of documents to be remediated. So their work queues are filling up fast. So if you wait until, January, February, and you want documents remediated by outside vendors, chances are really good they're going to be buried, right? A lot of states counties. I mean, any government that's serves a population of 50,000 or more. So besides the state of Iowa, there are 11 counties and 11 cities in the state of Iowa that have the same deadline as we do. There was one agency in Florida that submitted more than 250,000 pages to be remediated to Alliant just this week. So we need to not dawdle on those, get them in there. We are still considering common look licenses. The project may buy some for agencies. That's a 1-year piece. So we'd love to have a conversation with you and your agency. Are you considering common look licenses? There are very much volume discounts available. So it'd be in all of our best interest to have a common conversation, and at least that initial purchase, we would go and talk to and get the licenses as one, and get the best price possible. Any comments, questions, concerns on docs? I've heard, in my head, I hear Shireen counting 3, and she is done. For the application assessments, again, I have submitted about 200. Thanks to work Natalie did, we have uncovered potentially another 200 to 250 apps that need to be either assessed or we need to get ACR VPATs for. So if you're not comfortable with that, talk to your ETOs, give me a call. As Natalie said right off the top, right? There's 3 parts to this, and they don't always get thought about. The websites, most of you are well on your way, if not done with remediation. Documents, again, most of you are at least well on your way to reviewing your documents and either deciding to archive, remove, etc. It feels like a lot of areas aren't thinking about their applications just yet. The law basically is, right, for every application facing the public that lets someone interact with an agency or apply for a service or a benefit, they fall into this law and they need to be accessible as well. So again, there's office hours or reach out to me directly. Questions, comments, concerns on applications? Then there is still the SharePoint site. I do still have lots of little things out there to click through. You can see prominently the picture of the capital for Iowa, and that's a quick link to the DX training site. So if you've lost your shortcut to the training site, I got you covered. There's lots of other things in there, like even links to the law and links to the exceptions, like what does it take to qualify for archiving. So if you still have any questions about how can I decide about archiving it, there's a link a little bit down the page from this that says exclusions, and it takes you right to the exclusions from the ADA. I think that's the last slide is just for questions. Hope I took that one out. So questions, comments, concerns? Yes, Susan.
Yes, I had a quick question about archiving, and maybe I just need to look at what that area on your SharePoint, but
yeah,
we were kind of confused. If we have documents that we're archiving, do those have to be accessible?
No. Short answer is, according to the law, if they qualify for exception for archival, they do not have to be. Now, I will always throw the caveat out there that that is not a forever and all time amen sort of situation. I could still see you getting specific requests for someone saying, hey, I really need this. The basics of the exception is a document is not needed to interact with an agency or a service or a program, but it's something that was done before the deadline. It doesn't change, and it's there for research, historical purposes. So those do not have to be per the requirements. But I will always tell you, I am not a lawyer, and I didn't stay at a Holiday Inn last night. So your agency should always consult with your legal counsel if you've got ones that are just really hard to be certain of.
Okay, thank you. That helps.
Excellent. And it was under 5 minutes, which surprised Shireen and Suzanne. My answers are not usually short. All right. Any other
Todd
questions?
Pearson is doing the next update, but I think that's wrong. Todd's not doing it, but we'll go ahead and go to the next one.
Yeah.
Vanna.
Oh, yeah. Not me. Not
No.
it.
Someone, whoever's like, there you go, Shireen. Are you Vanna, Shireen? There you go. Exciting news. We have launched Qualtrics CX as of November 10th. So on Monday, we have launched. We're excited about that. Some of you do have access to the Qualtrics platform. Some of you do not. What that means is that if you want it, you can get it. You can just have to submit a Service Desk Plus and we'll get you kind of started. I would strongly recommend before you engage in that and you want to be a user, you need to go to training. There's a lot of things that you need to be aware of. There's actually a review and an approval process. There's a lot of things that you just need to know ahead of time so you don't get frustrated. However, some of you already have access. A lot of the agency managers already do. But there is a lot of resources. I would have to say we probably have one of the best resource bins nationwide. We have added now 20 additional training materials, all regarding Qualtrics on the DX training website. So again, we're launched, but we're not giving you bare bones. We're giving you plenty of resources with that. So there's 20 training materials on there. Also, the DX team and now the Qualtrics team, we do like to send out information. The Qualtrics team will be sending out weekly until the end of December through Gov Delivery. So if you get onboarded, you will be automatically added to Gov Delivery. And with that, then you get the weekly comms till the end of the year. And then you can also review the past ones on our website as well, the Qualtrics Bulletins page, to keep you updated. In addition, we have a Qualtrics training video library. Again, we just launched on November 10th. However, we have 13 training videos out there for you, and they're posted on our YouTube playlist. So please check that out. Also, 2 weeks ago, we hosted 4 live training sessions to our early adopters. Those training sessions are now posted on our on-demand training time. So it's Survey 101, Survey 102, Workflow 101, Reports 101. So again, please go back. Some of you did attend. I would just go back and watch it again because there's a lot of information and sometimes just take in your own time, your own pace to learn more. In addition to that, we've kind of copied a lot of things that the DX team did. We're offering office hours. You can join us on Tuesdays and Thursdays and join the Qualtrics support team. Obviously, they're not here, but it's me, but also Qualtrics vendor will be there to assist you in any questions, more of an interactive format. So again, if you're interested, you can complete a Service Desk Plus ticket and we'll get you access. You'll get an onboarding email. Strongly encourage you to do training because you will be a little not knowing what's happening. And when you hit publish, you'll be like, why can't I not just publish? There's a review and approval process that each agency will have to approve each survey that is published. So again, there's a lot of information out there. Qualtrics is a survey platform. It's a closed loop SaaS platform. It's so much more. So if you have not heard much about the Qualtrics CX, there is plenty of resources. Maybe Shireen, could you put the Understanding Qualtrics link inside the chat? That would be great. But that gives you a high level of all things Qualtrics and give you an understanding. So that's Qualtrics CX. That's one of the runways that mostly I deal with. That is the runway that I work with and excited about this launch. It's been a long time getting here, but we are excited about this opportunity to provide you an opportunity to have secure surveys and forms and great looking surveys and forms for the state of Iowa. I've also seen a lot of people already create some cool stuff, so that's exciting as well. Next slide, Shireen. So this team, this group is obviously more focused on the DX. We have had some significant changes in the last month as well. So this is the runway for DX. This does apply to the agency managers only. They're the ones that have access to the DX side of Qualtrics. So what's happened is a little bit of a bumpy road here, not because of bad things, which is usually why it's bumpy. The reason why we're having a little bit of a bump in this roadmap is because we've gotten some huge enhancements and features that is making us take a pretty hard pivot. And so even though it's early in the game, we have some things that we need to redo, such as the dashboard. So Lori, you were talking about making automations and all that, it's just kind of further down the road. We're going to redo it. We don't want to do all this extra work. So just kind of please circle back around on that. But we do have to redo the dashboards because of the new features that are coming out. It'll make more sense in the long term. Doesn't mean that the content that you're looking at is not worth looking at now. It still is. It's just going to be more siloed for you to be able to just kind of narrow your search down. So just know that we're redoing the dashboards. Charles and Qualtrics is working hard on that. Also, the other thing that's really important on the roadmap is that we know it's a lot of data. It's a lot of data to look at. And we've heard you. I'm just not responding as fast as you probably like because of this little bumpy road. But we do know that you need to know how to interpret that data and how to understand it and truly act on it to make improvements. And so that is on our roadmap. It was originally hoping to happen in November, but due to these enhancements, I'm going to have to push it back a little bit further because it's not worth training you until you have the right dashboards again. So just kind of a little bit of a bumpy road. So let's talk about those enhancements and why this is so important. So if you go to the next slide, Shireen. So again, we have a really exciting things. One of the things with the digital assist that you can see all the data. So if I'm a DOT agency manager, I can also see DAS. I can see all that. And we continue to want to do that because our constituents do not know the difference between different agencies at all times. So they might actually funnel and make their navigation between websites. That's a huge feature that we do have within this digital assist. We have 39 websites that have access and have the data being collected in this digital assist. However, if I am truly an agency manager of DOT, I might want to just kind of focus on DOT's data. And maybe I want to create heat maps on that DOT data. What has currently been launched that wasn't available when we currently did launch in September is what we call page tags. What that does is allows us to group those websites by the home page, for example. So anything that's DOT would be right under DOT, and that gathers that information. As you can see, that screenshot URL contains, give me your home address, and then we can be able to capture all that. So that's huge. And now that is available. So if you go to the digital assist page right now, you will be able to find, Charles has been doing this, adding page tags to the digital assist, which will actually reduce your scope of data, right? You're reducing it because now you're just looking at that one particular agency that you care about or that attached unit website, etc. So go ahead, test that out. Again, agency managers. With no worries, Charles, it's good. Anyway, and then I really don't know where we're at with this, but the goal is then we are going to add page tags into each one of those reports as well. But the dashboards, excuse me, that's the goal. That will help you be able to filter the data better than the current way it is. However, this does take like I'm saying, I'm repeating it because it's kind of sad in some ways because we worked really hard to get this out. Now we got to take 10 steps back, but that's just life. That's technology, but it is going to provide you so much more usability. So great feature. We have 1.4 million sessions already recorded. So like we're getting it. I do challenge you to go in there. It's not going to hurt it. And there's plenty of resources already out there. Again, watch the video from Hunter. And then there's plenty of resources on Qualtrics on the DX training website as well. But get your hands dirty. That's the best way. So anyway, that's kind of the why. So any more feature requests right now is just kind of like on hold. Great feedback. We want to hear it. But you can kind of see where it's gotten pushed back on lower priority. Let's go back, especially with the changes that Natalie mentioned too as well. We've been prioritized in different ways that are out of our control. So if you can go to the next page, Shireen. This one, I don't know if Sharice is on here, but I'm going to pick on her if she is, but she requested this at the DX steering committee. And she's like, oh, this would be a nice feature. And literally like 2 weeks later, it's here. So it was pretty exciting. So our feedback tab survey, which is on the thumbs up, thumbs down. I'm sorry, feedback tab is the tab, right? It's the tab on the right-hand side where we get to hear how they truly acted. Like, yeah, I'm going to give them 5 stars. So you can actually look at the session replay by filtering it by that survey response. Wow, that's double data. It just kind of funneled it together for you to compare right then and there. So it's a really powerful tool. And so that is one of the enhancements. I will say, we are probably one of the biggest clients for Qualtrics in this particular lane. Now, they've done surveys and forms and CX for a very long time. However, DX is one of their new products. So DXA, intercepts, and et cetera are kind of a new product for them. They're listening to us because we launched 39 websites in a matter of months versus some others. So how we've had our single platform made a huge difference where we could launch this out so much faster. And so they're actually listening to us, and we're complaining about a few things, such as the page groups. That was something that we like, this is great, but we need more siloed because it's just so much data. And so, yeah, so like I said, more changes to come. Like, I'm excited. I will want to thank the team for just kind of taking this. It's just, there's so much to do. But we'll have more changes coming soon, more information. But the data is still good to look at and act on and review. It's still valuable, even though we're making changes. So just get your hands dirty. The other thing I didn't tell Charles this, we talked about it earlier, but I didn't add him to say this. It's a lot. And it is a lot. And Charles has been on the back end and kind of understands it. And so if you need one-on-one assistance, please reach out to a Service Desk Plus ticket, and Charles and the team will kind of walk you through this. We're learning as well, right? Like, this is a new tool. And like Lori has some good feedback. Like, that's their job to kind of report it back to me and Natalie, and how can we make improvements, because you guys are truly the experts. And so we want to hear from you. But I would ask you to go through Charles and do a Service Desk Plus ticket so we can track the work and know what's going on. But that door is also open since this is a new tool. And then, like I said, we'll take it back to Qualtrics if it's a feature request. That's a lot of information. I haven't talked that long, a long time in this meeting, but is there any questions about that before we change subjects? A lot, I know, but exciting. I'm trying to do the 6 seconds rule. I don't know, it's kind of hard, isn't it? Anything else, last minute? Other than that, I am good to go. Next slide then. Oh, questions, comments, and concerns. Any questions from what was discussed from the 11 o'clock till now? Susan.
Sorry, I just have one more question about the archiving. You said that if you archive something, that there's automatically a link in the footer to those documents. Is that something that only we see at the back end, or is that live for the customers too?
That's live for the customers too. One of the mandates of the accessibility mandate that'll go into effect on April 24th, 2026, was that there has to be a place on your website that is listed, it has archive documents listed. And that's where we decided to put it. And Lullabot created that, so it's all automatic. Like I said, all you have to do is check a box. But yes, it will, it's for everyone to see.
Okay, so it's with the idea that these documents were all created before this law is in effect, so we can't realistically remediate all of them, so here's the ones that aren't remediated. Is that the idea?
Yes, and they're also, if you take one of those documents and change it after April 24th, then you will have to remediate it.
Right, that makes sense. Or if we use it on the website again.
Yes.
Oh, okay, that helps. Thank you.
Sure.
I did just
Todd,
want
you have to add to that. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to throw in there, right? I mean, again, though, there is criteria, specific criteria of what can be archived. So if you do have questions, do go out to the ADA site, right?
Todd, could you put that link in the chat? Do you have
Sure.
it handy?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
If you go to DX training under accessibility, there are resources under there. There are links also, and then there is also the under the archive documents area. There is the criteria also.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
Any other questions, comments? Well, like I would encourage to join any of the office hours that's offered, because sometimes it's just maybe that individual assistance, your particular scenario, take advantage of that. That's either on the Drupal platform, accessibility, Qualtrics. So, there's plenty of support being offered. So we just encourage you to continue doing that. And any other questions, do a service desk plus ticket, and we're here to help. Other than that, I don't have anything else. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, folks.
Thanks.